my pregnancy, prenatal, multivitamin throughout, and I will continue with that into post birth and into breastfeeding as well. But I've also, since 36 weeks, been starting to eat about 6 dates a day as well. So obviously not for everyone. If if you really don't like them, or if you maybe have gestational diabetes, the sugar intake might be a bit too high for you. So again, this is just something that I've been doing, but there is some small amount of research to show that eating dates from 36 weeks, about 6 a day, can promote higher rates of spontaneous labour, help to speed up the first stage of labour, and also they help to ripen the cervix, so helps women to reach the optimal amount of dilation of the cervix quicker. So there's not, it's not been papers and papers, but there has been a few studies that have been done, and I think if I can try it, then why not? And I love dates as well, so it's been great, even though some days 6 does feel quite a lot. And I've been having them with peanut butter, mainly in the morning. I think it's better for my body to deal with that sugar intake earlier in the morning, and I normally have them with peanut butter just to add some protein to help slow down the release of sugars. But at the end of the day, it is natural sugar. It is a bit more concentrated because dates are technically dried fruit, but it does mean that I'm getting in that really good source of fibre, and some of the nutrients in dates include things like iron, magnesium, potassium. So that's, they're all good things. And just lastly, what I wanted to share is some of the things that I'm taking in my hospital bag with me in terms of food. So I don't know how I'm going to be in labour. I don't know what the time's going to be, but I'm very aware that it is something, it's something that might be quite long, and I need to keep my nutrients stores and my energy levels up. And I would prefer to do that with more nutritious foods as opposed to loads of kind of chocolate and sweets and things that are going to give me energy, but maybe not something that's so sustained. So there probably will be some chocolate in there, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to take some of these things. So I just thought I'd share some of them with you. So the first one is some nuts and seeds. So this is a company, Boundless. I'm actually the nutritionist, so I do work with Boundless. This flavour is orange, ginger and maple. So they're just flavoured nuts and seeds. And this one contains pecans, almonds, pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, so a good mix of nutrients there. And this flavour is a bit more of a sweeter one, but it is so nice. So I'm going to take a few packets of those with me. They provide iron, but also things like protein and fibre, which are really important to support the body. I also have some energy balls, so you can make them, but I've just bought a couple of packets. These are actually from Lidl. They're really nice, these ones. They also contain dates as well and some nuts, so I will be taking some of those. I've just got some more kind of savoury nuts, and then I'm also hoping to buy, or I will buy some small cartons of coconut water, which contains different electrolytes which can be lost through sweat. So obviously labour is quite an intense thing, so that will hopefully replenish some of those electrolytes. And also I'm really hoping that the M&S by the hospital is open when I do go to the hospital, because I would really like some cold fruit, like some grapes or some mango pieces or something like that, but we'll just have to see what's there and what will be available. And then just wanted to mention what I'm kind of doing to prepare for postnatal nutrition. So obviously it's something that, my first child that I've never been through before, but what I'm trying to do now is just cook extra dinner whenever I make it, and then store a few portions in the freezer. So things that made the other day, meatballs, spaghetti bolognese, and then our neighbour has actually dropped around a few meals which are full of lentils and chickpeas, which has been really amazing. And some of our family members and friends have given us some food to put in the freezer as well, so that's been really helpful. So if you can double cook or batch cook in the last few weeks of your pregnancy or before that, and store some in the freezer for when the baby's there, maybe when you don't have energy or don't have the time, then that's really, really helpful. And again, I will be emphasizing foods such as lentils, chickpeas for the fiber, but also for the iron content, things like red meat, chicken, because something called postnatal depletion may occur for a lot of people where they have, tried to nourish their body really well and the baby during pregnancy, but then after, with everything else that's going on, maybe their nutrition starts to slack, and that can actually have knock-on effects for years after you've had your baby or postnatally. So there is a book here that I have got and have been reading. I've had it for a few years, called The Postnatal Depletion Cure. And there is loads of information in there about postnatal depletion, and nutrition tips to help with that as well. And what else did I want to mention? So yeah, actually also, if you are planning to breastfeed, it's even more important to nourish yourself after, because you are still feeding your baby, especially if you're exclusively breastfeeding, everything your baby is receiving is from you. And actually, some of our nutrients we need in higher amounts when we're breastfeeding than when we're pregnant, such as calcium, for example. So do try and still consider yourself, and if there's anyone that asks what they can do to help, then if you want food, and I will certainly be doing this, if friends or family ask if I want anything popped over, then if I need food, then I'm going to say, can you bring some food, or can you cook something? Because if that's going to be what's going to help you and keep you need to look after yourself in order to look after the baby, basically. So that's all. I realise that this video has actually been quite long, but I hope it has been helpful for anyone, and I am wishing you all a really positive end to this year that has thrown up some things that have been very unexpected for most of us, and harder for some of us than others. But I really hope that you all have an enjoyable festive period, whatever you celebrate over this festive period, and that you have a good new year and a better year and a more healthy year next year. So I will speak with you all soon, and take care.